Hello and welcome to a vintage challenge. Another one. It's probably like God. We haven't missed very many Saturday vintage challenges this year, which has been pretty cool. Um, this is going to be vintage challenge on 11/28. We're 1 week out from the vintage showcase challenge of the last vintage showcase challenge of season 3, which I may or may not be able to participate in depending on how well the Friday Zendikar Rising Split Championship goes. If I don't make day 2, then I will play in the vintage showcase challenge. If I make day 2 at like a pretty rough record, then I may double queue the vintage challenge in the Pro Tour. And then obviously if I do very well on day 1 of the Pro Tour, then I will probably not be playing in the vintage showcase. Which would be sad because we didn't qualify in the first 2 showcase events, so that would be missing out on season 3. I feel like they should invite the winner from the previous season back for the season 3. Well, might be a little biased there. Anyways, well, where were we? This is a pretty generic ZZZ rug pile. Pretty boring. I started on Brian Koval's list from Eternal Weekend, which I thought was quite good. And I made some changes. I took out Black Lotus because I didn't really feel like it fit the deck. Not being a permanent source of mana was being card disadvantage was something I wasn't super interested in. I added a second Wasteland because I think 3 Wastelands is it's a little bit more intrusive. Obviously it hurts your mana base a little bit, but it's not crazy. I changed a Tarmogoyf out for a Jolriel. It's probably worse. But I wanted to have like one non-pyroblastable threat that doesn't die, that doesn't get hosed by graveyard hate. And this was what I came up with. I think a better card may be Managorger Hydra, but I wasn't sure about the 3 mana for Managorger Hydra, so we're gonna go with this today. And then maybe that'll become a Managorger Hydra or something else in the future. I took out one Oko because I think that Oko doesn't synergize super well with Dreadhorde Arcanist. But I think having a one of like catch-all answer is pretty good. And then we're playing one Uro. It tested really well when we were testing the Pokepile version. I think it's tough to have a ton of Uros in your deck because of how taxed your graveyard is with Delve spells. But I do think that it's extremely powerful, especially in these decks that are Mystic Sanctuarying back Time Walk and that kind of thing. So I'd like to keep trying out one Uro and see how it goes. So in the sideboard, we've got Graveyard Hate, Artifact Hate. We're almost maxing out on Shattering Sprees as a way to combat Chops in combination with Dreadhorde Arcanist. And then I've got a Pyroblast, a 4th Pyroblast, a Hydroblast for these other Pyroblast decks. And then we're also trying I don't know how you say this, Cloythos, whatever this card is, as another way to grind out fair matchups. I'm not sure you need this to grind out fair matchups. I think you should already be pretty favored in fair matchups, but we'll see if it's necessary. Want to throw a little bit of spice in there, try to test a couple cards that I've been thinking about, and then we'll see how that goes. Oh, thanks, Lawrence. I think not today. Maybe not. Maybe some other time. But today I'm just gonna jam myself. I appreciate the offer, and we'll maybe cloth this. It's a Clothis? You can't cloth this? Oh, okay. I can see that. Okay. Lothis? Clothies? Yo, that was 3 different ways of saying it, right? All right, well, it doesn't matter. We have the stupid non-pyroblastable indestructible god. That's what we have, okay? All right. Okay. Oh, let's just keep this hand. It's not great, but at least we have some protection. Koif J usually plays Breach, or it's some kind of blue deck usually. Yup. This is a very legacy deck, huh? Do we have a way to fight Hull Breacher? Yeah, it's called playing good cards. Hull Breacher, inherently not a good card. You play Pyroblast, very good card. Oh, man. If I have to see one more stupid person talk about, like, banning Hull Breachers and stuff, I'm just gonna lose it. I think we don't want either of these. Kinda want more blue spells. It's just not that good. It's a trap. It's a super trap card. Oh, it's Oath. Are they just gonna play Oath with Pyroblast backup? Oko? Tinker? I mean, I guess they're gonna Tinker a Sphinx of the Steel win and we're gonna lose? I guess. Turn 2 Tinker with Force backup. This is a much more powerful. Imagine if opponent put a Hull Breacher into play here, and that would actually be terrible. But instead, they won the game. We're dead. We can't beat that card. All right. Well fought. Pyroblast and Nature's Claims. The lightning bolts can go. I like to keep one lightning bolt in no matter what, but definitely want to trim down on lightning bolts. And then island can go. I mean, I could like take out creatures to play around Oath. Maybe I'll trim like one creature. I don't know. I didn't see a sub show up. I don't know what happened. All right. Well, we got 2 minutes here. Let me just explain Hull Breacher for everyone. Hull Breacher right now is a flavor of the month card that everyone is trying and everyone wants to be the next Narset. It is not the next Narset. The card is powerful and it is easy to cast and it has flash, but the card itself does nothing. And it traps you into playing very bad cards in your deck, like Wheel of Fortune and Time Twister. Those cards are not good. Those cards are suboptimal. You do not want to be playing Wheel of Fortune and Time Twister in 2020 Vintage with Force of Negation, Force of Vigor, Force of Will. That's just not what you want to be doing. And so these people are playing 4 Hull Breachers in their decks and playing a bunch of suboptimal cards to make their Hull Breachers better. Because you need to make the Hull Breachers better. Because if you don't make the Hull Breachers better, then you're just playing a 3/2 Flash Merfolk. And then you're just making your deck worse. And not only that, they line up incredibly poorly against Pyroblast piles. Turning on, like, you don't really want to be playing Lightning Bolt in your Vintage deck, but when people are gonna like put a bunch of easy to Lightning Bolt things in their decks for you, your Lightning Bolts suddenly become acceptable cards to be playing in your Vintage deck. So, like, I think that playing Hull Breacher is just, like, leaning way into the, oh, I'm going to lose to these broken Pyroblast decks like Jeskai and Rug. It just blows my mind that people think that card is, like, crazy good or something. I don't know. I think that card has a serious highlight reel problem where everyone sees it at its highest highs, but no one remembers its lowest lows. Everyone always remembers when you cast a Wheel of Fortune after you Hull Breacher them at the end of turn, right? That's a super memorable moment. But no one remembers when you play a Hull Breacher, it gets lightning bolted, and then you lose because you have no action. Because you played a stupid 3/2 flash. I like this card will be played. Like, this card is good enough to see play. I think that people should like maybe put 1-ofs in like currently existing Arc Shells, maybe 2-of possibly in like existing control decks. Then I think it's like kind of reasonable. But when you're starting to build these all-in wheel decks that are just not good. And you're doing a lot of winning on the back of the other cards in your Hull Breacher deck. You're like winning off your Tinker, and you're winning off your Mana Gorger Hydra. and you're winning off all of these other cards in your deck, and you're just trapped into thinking that, oh, my Hull Breacher, it's a 4 Hull Breacher deck, so Hull Breacher is the reason we won these games. When is it? Like, let's say last weekend in this 3 a.m. challenge, I top forward with 4 Hull Breacher Rug, and Hull Breacher was easily the worst performing card in that deck. I won almost entirely off the back of Mana Gorger Hydra and the Blue Shell. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Like, it's not a card that isn't powerful enough to see play. It's definitely a powerful effect. But it's not a restrictable card. It's not so good that you need to quickly ban it from the format. It's a very classic vintage overreaction to the current flavor of the month. Ugh. I need to find lands. I just want to get rid of both of these. That's terrible. I don't know if I'm not the best at the, like, is this not a keepable preordain hand? Like, I felt like if I keep this hand and I use my preordain to find more lands, like, this is a keepable hand. Is this not actually a keepable hand? If Narset is a 9 out of 10, Hull Breacher is like a 5 or a 4. This is gonna get pyroblasted? Yo, this guy is insane. This is like, I, I, really? I feel like I keep these hands a lot though, and I just get punished like horribly. Leovold is like a 5 out of 10. Leovold is barely a playable, like, a vintage card. Like, barely. Maybe a 4? So maybe if Leovold's a 4, then maybe Hull Breacher's a 5 out of 10 or something? Like, it's a respectable card to be putting in your deck, but it's not a restrictable card in, like, any sense of the words. I don't think I'm slamming a Dreadhorde Arcanist here. I think I'd rather hold up Pyroblast Flusterstorm. Of course, we drew the Lightning Bolt, which we kept one of in the deck just in case, but maybe we should have just boarded out entirely. I forgot it was Oath. We should probably have boarded out all 3 Lightning Bolts, to be perfectly honest, but yeah, it could probably be pretty good as a one of in Jeskai or in Rug or in Bug or something, but bro, I mean, I know I bottomed a preordain here, but it just feels like I'm getting, like, really punished for trying to keep a one-lander. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's 100% true, Lawrence, because I could easily have a fetch line that I'm holding and be baiting a Pyroblast on my Ponder, right? Like, there's no reason. Like, opponent's a deck that doesn't force me to play my fetch lane before I play my Ponder. Especially because unless I'm trying to, like, represent Pyroblast at all times, which I don't need to do because I never had Pyroblast at the beginning of the main phase. I see what you're saying. I think I mean, in general, I'm not sure I would read that as a tell. I feel like it's a bait more often than not, but maybe that's just I don't know. Maybe that could just be me. Yeah. I'm not saying it was unreasonable for opponent to Pyroblast. I just think it's, like, very aggressive for sure. Like, I have to counter this Oath, right? I hate this. I don't want to counter this Oath at all. All right. I still don't want to cast any spells right now. I don't want them to be able to play like a Deck Maiden or an Oko for free. But then next turn, I'm probably deploying this Arcanist unless they jam an Oath this turn. Opponent has played 0 cantrips. I think on our side, we're going to be very overloaded on our red sources. I'm pretty sure I'm going to... I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure I'm going to counter anything they play, especially that one. Jeez, serious? That's a big one. All right, currently Storm is 3. I get beat by a Flusterstorm no matter what. So would I rather Flusterstorm or Pyroblast? So they've already used Mental Misstep. They don't have Daze in their deck. So if they have Force of Will, I mean, I'm already getting beat by Force of Will anyways. So I think I just have to Flusterstorm this. And that way we can leave our Pyroblast for like a Planeswalker that resolves here. This game sucks, dude. Why are we playing against Oath? Classic round 1. Alright, I guess we lose. Yo, thanks,
Dropping by
Wolfman.
to
Appreciate
drop off
that.
my Bezo bucks and support the best format and a great streamer.
You're a powerful wizard. Appreciate the support. Yep. We kind of need to draw our own Ancestral, very likely. Like, it's pretty hard for us to play a Dreadhorde Arcanist here, because they can just slam an Oath. But, like, we also just don't have any choice, right? We have, like, no choice in the matter. We just have to play this. We do have the ability to Sanctuary something to the top of our library, but it's just, like, way too late. So I don't even know. I mean, like, we probably want a Sanctuary. I don't know. There's, like, not really much to Sanctuary here. I wish I had boarded this out. I kind of, like, forgot that we're not playing against fair decks. We're playing against just Oath. Or, sorry, just Oath. I'm definitely going to Pyroblast this. Sure. I mean, this is not the worst thing that could have happened to us. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. Like, if they're gonna stand up the Lotus Petal, it means our bolt actually gets turned on and we just kill this Oko, right? 5. No, we don't get to kill the Oko. We get to put the Oko to 1. So that's not that good. Or they're gonna just turn the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, so what we'll do... Should we still... I guess now it becomes the point of, are we Sanctuarying a Ponder or a Preordain or a Pyroblast? Because I'm definitely going to attack this and bolt it. And then it's just like, what card do I want for turn? Is it better for us to just Preordain then? If we Preordain, we can't play any of our 3-drop walkers. So it kind of doesn't feel very good. Yeah, but I don't want to put a blast on top if I don't need a blast. Though we've definitely seen opponent doesn't have Oath, so maybe they have more walkers. So it's possible that we want more blasts. I'm just like worried if we put a blast on top and then we draw a land on the next turn, then we've just like cut ourselves off from the ability to draw cards. Where if we draw like Gush, Ancestral, Merchant Scroll, Planeswalkers, we all want to... We want to draw like action spells that are better than the cards that are in our graveyard. All right, I'm gonna just draw for turn. I drew. All right, chat. Like I think that using our sanctuary here is like too passive and a bad idea. What is that? Jace? Dig? Oh, fuck off. I, this is quite a round one, isn't it? Alright. This is what happens when I play fair decks in Vintage. I get to play against the nut job casting Sun Titans. At least they didn't bring back Oath, I guess. Ugh. Alright, I can still win this game by top decking Ancestral Recall. This is what I was worried about. This is what I was worried about. I could have put Lightning Bolt on the top of my library so that I could block and Lightning Bolt. I just think that's such a bad play. I'm going to hold this in case I draw Dak, I guess. Yeah, this seems like an atrocious matchup. the old Volcanic Island, Underground Sea, Tropical Island, Sun Titan deck was not on my radar. Alright, they're just going for the fair game. No Oath of Drew is necessary. Just bring back Okos. Alright, I think we're dead. Jesus Christ. Alright, rough start. Rough start. I mean, theoretically, if they bring back Oath Tree, they probably mill into Underworld Breach, which comes back with Sun Titan and wins on the spot. So there's definitely some upside to bringing back Oath over Oko, but holy shite. What do we do between rounds, chat? What do we do? Should we play a Vintage League with something?